Let us talk about the fourth level of the Joseph signal stack, prices and economy. This is the layer you notice in real life, even if you never look at graphs. You notice it when the same groceries cost more than they used to. You notice it when gas costs more, rent goes up, and the electricity bill gets higher. You also notice it when it is harder to get a loan or when credit card payments get bigger. This layer matters because it is like a loud alarm. It tells you the problem is spreading through the whole system, not just one place. If you pay attention early, you can make smart choices while you still have time. You can plan, save, and prepare instead of waiting until you feel forced to panic. This teaching lines up with the message in Joseph's wisdom, how to survive and thrive in Goshen during the era of the New World Order by Dr. Ann Ingram. Because it follows the Joseph pattern, see the signal, understand what it means, then build a response. The book can be purchased on Amazon. Listen carefully. Not every Joseph is called to work in government. Some Josephs are called to lead at home, to guide a family and make wise choices. Some Josephs are called to lead a business, to keep workers safe, and make good plans. Some Josephs are called to lead in a church, a school, a nonprofit, a farm, or a community group, helping people stay strong and prepared. And yes, some Josephs are called to help leaders and make plans for a city, a region, or a whole nation. The job may look different, but the pattern stays the same. God often gives a warning first, then God gives a plan so the right people can act early and protect others. Wisdom Strong's H2451 means God helps you make good decisions. It is knowing what to do and when to do it. Understanding Strong's H995 means you can see what is really going on. You can tell what a situation means so you do not get fooled or confused. Then you can choose the right action before it is too late. Why prices and economy is a signal. Prices are like a thermometer. A thermometer shows when the temperature is going up. In the same way, rising prices show that pressure is growing. Prices can also give clues about the cause. If food prices rise, it may mean farms are producing less or shipping is harder. If gas and electricity prices rise, it can make everything else cost more too. So prices do not just say something is wrong. They can also help you figure out where the problem is starting. Prices can go up for different reasons. Sometimes food costs more because farms grow less food. Maybe there was not enough rain. The soil was poor or crops failed. When less food is grown, stores have less to sell and prices rise. Sometimes prices rise because it costs more to move things. Trucks, ships, and planes may cost more to run, or there may be delays. When it costs more to deliver food and supplies, the store price goes up too. Sometimes prices rise because fuel costs more. When gas, diesel, or electricity gets expensive, almost everything gets more expensive because machines, farms, factories, and delivery trucks all need energy. Sometimes prices rise because money rules change. Interest rates can go up, which means borrowing money costs more. Credit card payments can grow, loans can be harder to get, and people have less extra money to spend. When this layer shows up, many problems usually happen at the same time. Food costs more. Gas and electricity cost more. It also costs more to borrow money, like using a credit card or getting a loan. Even people who work hard can start falling behind because their money does not go as far. That is why this layer is important. It is not just about prices on a screen. It can shake everyday life. Families may have to cut back on food, pay bills late, or choose between rent, lights, and groceries. Businesses may raise prices, cut hours, or lay people off. When prices keep rising, it can make life feel unsteady, and that is a stability problem, not just a number problem. What scripture shows about this layer? Joseph did not wait until everyone was scared. He acted early. Genesis 41 verses 33 to 36 shows Joseph making a plan before the hard times hit the people. He told them to get ready while things were still good. Genesis 41 verses 48 to 49 shows what the plan looked like. Joseph stored grain in an organized way. He did not store a little, he stored a lot, and he stored it on purpose so people could survive later. Then Genesis 42 verses 1 to 2 shows the moment the problem reached the home. Jacob heard there was grain in Egypt and told his sons to go. That means the shortage was no longer only a farm problem. It had become a family problem. People were running out of food, so they had to look for help somewhere else. Then Genesis 47 verses 13 to 21 shows what happens when the hard times keep going. People start giving up their things just to survive. First, they spend all their money, Strong's H 3701. When the money is gone, they trade their animals, livestock, Strong's H 4735. When the animals are gone, they trade their land Strong's H 776. After that, they even lose their freedom because they have nothing left to trade. This is why prices and the economy is not only about groceries costing more. It is also about what pressure makes people sell Strong's H 4376 and what they have to buy Strong's H 7069 just to stay alive. When prices stay high for too long, it can push people into choices they never thought they would have to make. Genesis 47 verses 13 to 15 teaches an important lesson. The famine, Strong's H 7458, got very bad, and the people ran out of money. Strong's H 3701 first. They did not stop needing food. They just did not have cash left to buy it. That is why this teaching matters. When prices stay high for a long time, it slowly wears a household down. Savings get used up, bills pile up. Then one day, the way life used to work does not work anymore. Things that were once easy, like buying food or paying rent, become hard. That is when it is clear the pressure has changed everything. The Bible also warns about how people act when prices go up and times get hard. Leviticus 19 verses 35 to 36 and Proverbs 11 verse 1. Say not to use dishonest scales or unfair weights, dishonest balances. Strong's H 3976. In simple words, do not cheat people when you sell things. Amos 8 verses 4 to 6 shows something even worse. Some people used a crisis to take advantage of others. They gave less than they promised, charged more than was fair, and hurt poor people who had no choices. God sees that. When pressure rises, Goshen builders stay honest. Hard times are not an excuse to exploit people. Hard times are a test of character. What this layer looks like today, in simple words. Food can start to cost more. This can happen for a few simple reasons. If farms grow less food because the harvest is smaller, there is less to sell, so the price goes up. If fertilizer costs more, farmers spend more to grow crops, and that higher cost shows up in the store. If fuel costs more, it costs more to run farm machines and deliver food. And if transport is disrupted, like delays with trucks, ships, or roads, food may arrive late or in smaller amounts, and prices rise. Energy can start to cost more, like gas, diesel, electricity, and heating fuel. When energy prices go up, many other prices go up too. That is because trucks need fuel to deliver food and supplies. Farm machines need fuel to work. Cold storage needs electricity to keep food from spoiling. Factories need power to make products. So when energy costs more, it raises the cost of moving, storing, and making almost everything. Rent and housing can start to cost more. When rent goes up, families may have less money for food, bills, and other needs. When housing gets expensive, people can feel stuck. It becomes harder to find a new place that is affordable. Moving also costs money, like deposits, fees, a truck, and time off work. So higher housing costs can trap families in stressful situations because they cannot easily move to something better. Borrowing money can get harder. This happens when interest rates go up. Interest is the extra money you pay back on top of what you borrowed. When interest rates rise, credit cards charge more, so monthly payments can increase. Car loans cost more, so the same car can end up costing a lot more over time. Business loans also cost more, so some businesses stop hiring, cut hours, or delay buying what they need. This is why higher interest rates can make life harder for families and businesses at the same time. Sometimes packages get smaller. The box or bag may look the same, but there is less food or less product inside. That means you are paying the same price, or even more, but you are getting less. The price went up in a quiet way. It does not look loud like a big price tag change, but it still makes your money buy less. Services can start to slow down. Things that used to be quick can take much longer. Repairs may take longer because parts cost more or are hard to find. Deliveries may take longer because there are fewer drivers, fewer workers, or delays in shipping. Businesses can feel stretched thin, meaning they do not have enough staff, time, or supplies to keep up. When this happens, it is another sign the system is under pressure. These signs matter because they show the system is under stress. It is like seeing cracks in a wall. It means pressure is building. When people do not have a plan, fear can take over. They may rush, panic buy, go into more debt, or make fast choices that hurt them later. But when you notice the signs early, you can stay calm, make a plan, and choose wisely instead of reacting in fear. A simple way to watch this layer, without being an expert, is to pay attention to a few clear signs you can check easily. You can watch your regular costs, like groceries, gas, rent, and electricity, and notice if they keep rising month after month. You can also listen for changes like credit cards getting more expensive, loans being harder to get, or stores limiting how much you can buy. You do not need fancy charts to understand it. If the same things keep costing more and it starts affecting how people live, that is the signal. If it helps to do a quick public check, you can use simple tools that many people look at. But you should also know what the short letters mean, because they are called acronyms. An acronym is when people use the first letters of a name to make it shorter. When you understand the acronyms, you can tell what the tool is really measuring and what the numbers are trying to show you. CPI means Consumer Price Index. It is a way to track how prices change over time for everyday things people buy, like food, gas, rent, and other basic services. If CPI goes up a lot, it usually means the cost of living is rising. FAO means Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. It is a group that watches what is happening with food around the world. The FAO publishes something called a food price index. This is a number that shows if global food prices are going up or down. When it goes up, it can be a warning that food may cost more in many places. These tools are not the Bible. They are more like thermometers. A thermometer does not cause the fever, it just shows you what is happening. These tools help you check if pressure is rising slowly or rising fast. They can also show if food prices are going up faster than other things like rent or gas. That helps you know what kind of problem may be growing and how quickly it is spreading. Why this information is important for different assignments. This information matters because people do not all have the same job or calling. Some people are responsible for a home and a family. Some people lead a business or a team. Some people serve a church or a community group. Some people help plan for a city or a nation. The signal is the same, but the response can be different. A household leader needs to protect the family, make a budget, store basics, and stay calm. A community or government leader needs to protect access for many people, plan supplies, and keep services working. Knowing your assignment helps you know what you are responsible for and what steps you should take next. This layer is a decision layer. That means it is a time when choices matter a lot. What you decide now can protect you later. If you wait too long, you may lose good options and be forced to make harder choices. If your assignment is at the household level, this layer is a warning to get stable before things get worse. It is a sign to tighten up, make a plan, and build a little extra so your family is not crushed later when prices keep rising. If your assignment is leadership, this layer is a warning to act early. It is time to make sure people can still get what they need, like food, water, medicine, and basic services. It is also time to keep supplies steady and avoid big gaps or shortages. And it is time to speak clearly. When leaders explain what is happening and what the plan is, people stay calmer. When leaders stay silent, rumors grow and fear spreads faster. This layer also protects you from shame. When prices rise, it does not always mean you did something wrong. Sometimes prices rise because the whole country or even the whole world is under pressure. Joseph's story shows that even good people can face famine. Strong's H, 7,458. So the main question is not, who is to blame? The main question is, what should be built now? What plans should be made? What steps should be taken to protect life and stay steady? Here is how to mitigate and implement at the household level. If your assignment is your home and family, your goal is to stay steady and prepared. You are not trying to do everything at once. You are trying to make simple, smart moves that protect your household. Mitigate means you reduce the damage. Implement means you actually do the steps, not just talk about them. So at the household level, this is about making a plan, taking small actions, and building stability over time. If your assignment is your household, the goal is to stay stable and keep going even when times get hard. That means your home can handle pressure without falling apart. You can pay attention, make a plan, and keep moving forward instead of panicking. Start with this truth from Genesis 47 verses 13 to 15. Money Strong's H, 3,701 can run out before the need runs out. People still needed food, but they did not have cash left to buy it. That means you build margin while you still can. Margin is extra room, a little savings, a little extra food, and a plan. Margin helps you breathe when prices rise, so you are not forced into panic choices later. Start building a small storehouse, little by little. Do not try to do it all in 1 week. Joseph stored food during the good years, not in one frantic rush. Choose basic foods your family already eats, like rice, beans, flour, oats, canned foods, and cooking oil. Add water. Add simple health supplies, like bandages and common medicines. If you can, add simple backup options for cooking and light, like a flashlight, batteries, or a safe way to heat food. Small, steady steps are better than panic. When you build slowly, you stay calm, you spend wisely, and you are ready sooner than you think. Protect your cash flow. That means protect the money coming in and the money going out. Cut what you can cut, like extra subscriptions, eating out, or spending on things you do not truly need. Try not to take on new debt for wants. Wants are things you would like. Needs are things you must have. If you can, pay down high interest debt like credit cards, because that debt grows fast. Also, try to save a small buffer, even if it is just a little. A buffer is extra money set aside for emergencies. Even a small buffer can keep you from panicking when a surprise bill shows up. Try not to depend on only one option for everything. If your home has only one store you can shop at, only one way money comes in, only one place to get supplies, only one way to cook, or only one way to get water, your home is easy to shake when trouble comes. Adding a second option is not being fancy. It is being wise. It can mean knowing a second store, having a backup way to cook, keeping extra water, or finding a small second income stream. That is wisdom. Strong's H 2451. Using good sense to make your home stronger. Learn a few simple skills that help you spend less and waste less. These skills make your home stronger. Cook from basic ingredients instead of always buying ready-made food. Grow a few things if you can, even small herbs or vegetables. Learn simple ways to keep food longer, like freezing, drying, or storing it well. Fix small items instead of replacing them right away. These are stability skills. They help you stay steady when prices rise. Stay honest. Proverbs 11 verse 1 teaches that dishonest balances Strong's H 3976 are an abomination. Goshen is not built by cheating. Goshen is built by stewardship and righteousness. How to mitigate and implement at a leadership or government level. If the assignment includes leadership, the goal is continuity for many people. Genesis 41 verses 33 to 36 is a systems blueprint. Joseph did not only store food, he organized, he appointed, he planned distribution, he created order. In modern terms, leaders do Joseph work by strengthening local supply, building reserve capacity, protecting access, and communicating clearly. Reserve capacity means not running everything at the edge of empty. It means planning for disruption so there is extra where it is wise. Extra inventory, extra vendors, extra routes, backup power, backup water, and staffing plans. Protect access for the most vulnerable. When prices rise, the poor get hit first. Amos 8 verses 4 to 6 shows God watches how leaders treat people in crisis. Decisions should preserve life, not enrich the powerful while others suffer. Support local production. When shipping is shaky, local growers and local processing become life-saving. Leaders who understand this invest in nearby supply, not only distant supply. Communicate simply and truthfully. When leaders hide information, fear grows. When leaders explain what is happening and what is being done, calm can spread. Watch for the next shift. If high prices continue, social anger rises. Then control measures often increase. That is why level 4 is a gift. It gives time to prepare before the next layer tightens. How this teaching connects to Joseph's wisdom. This level 4 teaching matches the pattern taught in Joseph's wisdom. How to Survive and Thrive in Goshen During the Era of the New World Order by Dr. Anne Ingraham. Because the book teaches that Joseph's wisdom is early, practical, and structured. The book shows how pressure moves through systems. And this teaching follows that what starts in the field reaches the economy and then reaches households. The book emphasizes Wisdom Strong's H 2451 as obedience, strategy, and understanding, Strong's H 995 as clear interpretation that leads to timely action, and this teaching applies that to rising costs. The book highlights how famine, Strong's H 7458, led to money, Strong's H 3701, failing first, and then to asset transfers as pressure increased, and this teaching explains that same truth from Genesis 47 verses 13 to 21 inches plain language. The book also makes space for different assignments. Some are called to influence government and policy, and some are called to build Goshen at the household and community level. This teaching mirrors that by giving actions for both. Before closing, if this Prices and Economy teaching is helping you understand what is happening around you, go deeper with Joseph's wisdom. How to Survive and Thrive in Goshen During the Era of the New World Order by Dr. Anne Ingraham, available on Amazon. This book takes the Joseph pattern and turns it into a clear framework so you do not only notice the signs, you know what to do next. It is written for Goshen builders, people called to prepare, preserve life, and build stability where God placed them. Whether that is in a household, a business, a ministry, a community role, or a government assignment. Here is why it matters. When famine, Strong's H 7458 pressure rises, money, Strong's H 3701, often runs out before the need runs out, just like Genesis 47 verses 13 to 15 shows. Joseph's wisdom helps a plan get built so steadiness remains when prices rise. Honesty remains when others cheat with dishonest balances. Strong's H 3976, and the response becomes wisdom. Strong's H 2451, and understanding Strong's H 995. Instead of panic, this teaching is not for fear. It is for readiness. Prices and economy is a loud signal. When it gets loud, panic is not the response. Order is build. Reduce fragility, store wisely. Stay honest. Protect the household. And if the assignment includes leadership, protect access and continuity for others. That is Joseph governance. Wisdom Strong's H 2451 and understanding Strong's H 995 in real life. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this message. Subscribe to Goshen Apostolic Institute for teachings that equip end-time leaders, watchmen, prophetic voices, and kingdom builders.